Hello once again and welcome to yet another session on the present tense. We have already done lessons on the simple present tense and the present continuous tense. So understanding when the present tense is used should not be too difficult for you. In today's lesson, we will be doing the present perfect tense. On page 63 of your Pupil's book, you will notice that there is an explanation given about all the different types of present tenses. It is in a blue box. According to your Pupil's book, the present perfect tense is used for past actions which are connected or relevant to the present in some way. The exact time is not usually mentioned. They have given an example below the explanation. I have read that play. The present perfect tense is an important tense in the English language, and it may be difficult for you to understand in one go. Even though the structure of the present perfect tense is simple, when you use the tense, you might come across a few issues. To make it easier for you, I will first explain the structure of this tense, and later on I shall examine the uses of the present perfect tense. The structure of the present perfect tense is subject plus conjugated present simple plus the main verb in the past participle. That may sound a bit heavy and difficult to understand, so let me simplify it further for you. In this table, you will see the subject, the auxiliary verb or the helping verb have, and finally the past participle. You can also see the verb have and how it switches to has for he, she, it. So the auxiliary verb have is conjugated in the present simple, have or has. The main verb is invariable in the past participle form, ending with ed or irregular. For negative sentences, we insert not between the auxiliary verb and the main verb. Now that we know the basic structure used, let's make a few sentences using this table. We can say, I have decided to do history for my A-levels. You have finished all the shampoo in the bathroom. They have decided to go back to India. We have chosen some difficult subjects to do next year. Similarly, we can say she has lost the necklace her mother gave her. He has chosen the science stream. It has gone viral. Instead of using he, she, it, you can also use proper nouns or names of people, places or things. For example, I can say, the school has decided to end school at 3 p.m. every day. My mother has gone to the temple and will be back soon. Dilini has finished all the books she bought at the book fair. When forming a question, we simply exchange the subject and the auxiliary verb. So the sentence, someone has eaten his lunch, can turn into, has someone eaten his lunch? Also, another thing that you must consider is that when we use the present perfect in speaking, we can use contraction or contract the subject and the auxiliary verb. We can also use contractions for informal writing too. For example, you have finished your essay on time. Well done. I can contract this to, you finished your essay on time. Well done. Notice the contraction you. Similarly, instead of saying Kirti has played his last move in the game, we can say Kirti's played his last move in the game. Remember to use contractions for informal writing. With the present perfect tense, there is always a relationship between the past and the present. Interestingly, we usually use the present tense to talk about experience, change, and the continuing situation. Let's look at how the present perfect tense can be used to talk about experience. I have been to all the ancient places in Anuradhapura. I am using the present perfect to describe my experience in Anuradhapura. Shanta has lived in Negombo for ages. Once again, this sentence informs us of Shanta's experience. So both these experiences have been in the past, but the memory of it is taking place at this moment. As I said before, the present perfect is also used to discuss change or presentation of new development or information. Look at this example. Lalit has bought a car. Through this, we realize that maybe Lalit did not have a car before but has one now. Similarly, if I were to say, I have broken my ankle, this shows that yesterday my ankle was fine and only today it broke. We also use the present perfect for continuing a situation. That means it talks about a state that started in the past and one that continues in the present. For example, I could say, I have been a teacher since September 2000. This sentence shows that I started off as a teacher 20 years ago and still I follow that same profession. Similarly, we could say, the boy has been sick for over 3 days. This shows that he became sick over 3 days ago and continues to be sick even now. I hope the present perfect tense makes sense to you now. The more you practice using this tense in your daily conversations and the more you read it in texts, you should be able to master it in no time. Let's look at an exercise that we can do together. You are expected to use the present simple and the present perfect tenses. Using the words in parentheses, complete the text below with the appropriate tenses. Did you like the movie Star Wars? I don't know, I have never seen that movie. Sam has arrived in San Diego. My best friend and I have known each other for over 15 years. We still get together once a week. Stinson is a fantastic writer. He has written 10 very creative short stories in the last year. I have not had this much fun since I was a kid. Things have changed a great deal since I first began working here. I have told him to stay on the path while he was hiking, but he wanders off into the forest and has been bitten by a snake. Listen, Surekha, I don't care if you have missed the bus this morning. You have been late to work too many times. Taraka is from Mathura, which is a far distance from here, so he has never seen big, tall mountains. We dream of a perfect society. Once again, let's do a quick recap of what exactly the present perfect is. It is a verb tense that is used to present actions that have taken place in the past before now. We use this tense to talk about experiences or changes that have taken place. And that comes to the end of yet another lesson on the present tense. I hope by now you would have figured out how and when to use the present perfect tense. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe to this channel and watch many more other lessons like the ones you just saw. Thank you and have a super day.